Hello. It's been quite a long time. My apologies for that. Various things have gone on, but here I am. I had planned to add a few more details to how to handle papers, and then suddenly it was done. I thought I'd wait until the end of term, or just after the end of term, to talk about other things. If you're in year 10, just moving into year 11, then if you were my class, if you were my students, I'd be saying treat the summer as the beginning of year 11. It sounds like a pain. You've had a long year, and the last thing you want to do now, not even August, is think about work. But the sensible person will get ahead. The sensible person who has any processing issues would definitely want to get ahead. Literature is tough. There's a lot to take in. You know what it's like: ADHD, dyslexia, autism, any of those guys in your life that you know that it makes it slightly trickier for you to let the work settle in, let the words settle in, amass this huge amount of data, if you like. Think about it in those terms. It's like basically remembering a vast amount of data for any other kind of exam. But you've got to talk about meaning, and you've got to talk about how it's structured and how it relates to everything else. So it's tough. Don't tell yourself it's, oh God, I'm having such a hard time. Everyone else thinks it's easy. It's not. It's a difficult subject. But if you give yourself the opportunity over the summer, just a little bit, just to keep it topped up, bare minimum topped up. There is some statistics that say you can lose 80%, 80% of what you've learnt in the previous terms by not thinking about it again for 6 weeks. You come back in and it's gone down to your feet. So don't do that. Keep it topped up. I'm looking around for text, so there's no need. I don't do visuals. You may have gathered that. Thank you for subscribing, by the way. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really do appreciate that. And watching. But if you have watched them all, you'll have seen me talk about things with no flashing lights, no captions. I will try and do something about that because, my voice isn't the most exciting, but I'll try and do something about that. But it's the words. I'm just giving you short, snappy stuff to listen to and go away and think, yep, he might know what he's talking about. I'll try that. Okay, come results day, come the 20th of August, I will let you know if I'm talking out of my ears rather than my mouth about results and, how the system works. Focus, Gerard, focus. So language, you can practice those. You can practice those questions. AQA, language sites, just a language site. Just look on there, make sure you're answering the right kind of question. And because the new format, the question types, the question wording has changed slightly. So look at what I've said before, and make sure that you look at the new specification. There is only one paper that I've seen. They've redone the Life of Pi paper. That will show you the right questions to be answering. They've actually, AQA, don't like AQA, but they've actually done something decent here and made the questions a little more accessible. Practice your creative writing. Practice putting paragraphs. Look out the window, describe what you see. Imagine that was one of the photographs in your descriptive writing. Think about other things around it. Think about mountainsides, think about lakes and city centres and the moon and something. Just be prepared for all these things. Practice them, they will go in. I don't advocate, I don't recommend so much learning a story. I just don't think that's right. Whatever gets you ahead, but you're going to learn a story and go, right, the prompt says, write a story based on this photograph, and it's, a guy juggling trifle or something, and you've written a story about a dog's home, and you think, I'm pretty sure I can make this work. If I substitute the word dog for trifle, it's so obvious that you've shoehorned this story in. Don't do that. Practice writing paragraphs of descriptions of places. If you follow my method about 5 photographs, someone walking through the landscape, memories, individual paragraphs describing very different individual things that can be seen if you turn your head from that first photograph on the exam paper. What would you see if you moved that way? What would you see if you moved that way? We said it before. It's an elephant enclosure. So you're going to see the lions if you look that way. You're going to see the penguins. You're going to see the queue for the cafe. 4 or 5 distinctly different things. Break it down. You've already broken down the whole thing into 5 parts. You know how to write a paragraph, write 5 paragraphs, start with the picture, have someone walking through it, have a memory of them being there before, have them come back to the starting point, walk away, they're never going to come back because it was too miserable without the person, they were there first time, blah, blah, blah. It's a really simple structure and you can practice it in any different location and you'll be away, and it's half the exam paper. Persuasive writing, we'll get on to that. It's a tricky one, paper 2. I will do some stuff for that. So that the question types, the language questions, the comprehension questions, the analysis, the summary, etc. You can also practice those. If you want to do yourself a favour, get ahead. Every couple of weeks, put a day aside and say, not just English, anything that you might struggle with, I'm going to do this. Okay. And the other day you're going to put aside is to read. I will show you the pile of books. Destroying my study. So, a knackered copy of Macbeth. Watch Macbeth. Watch Macbeth, understand the story. Look at whatever quotes you've been given by your school. Get 10 quotes learned by the end of the summer. Watch the movie, learn 10 quotes. That's the Macbeth homework. That's it. Okay? Christmas Carol or Jekyll and Hyde. Read that. It's not as good. It's not as easy. Frankenstein, sorry, even worse. They are difficult. Christmas Carol, you're okay. You can read it. It's like 60 pages. Jekyll and Hyde is 50 pages. Give it a go. Frankenstein, give it a go. I'm not saying it's straightforward, but you need to know the story. You need to know why you've read it, what it's about, etc., etc. This is your prep. This is your chance to go into year 11 without thinking, oh God, I don't even remember how to spell the title. Okay? This is tricky, tricky stuff. Read them. Give yourself a break. You can read 2 pages a day and you'll have done it in 3 weeks, something like that, 4 weeks. Okay, 2 pages. Get it done. Do yourself a huge favour. A better copy of Macbeth. Don't read it twice. Poetry. I haven't done a proper one on poetry. You can get through the poetry exam by knowing, being able to write down word for word 4 poems. Okay, 2 from power, 2 from conflict, 2 from love, 2 from relationships. Look at what's been done on the previous papers. I'll start trying to post stuff to show you the list of things that's been done. You can kind of narrow it down to what poem it might be. You can prepare for that by just having 2 from each side, because there's going to be something you can compare to that one poem. Learn poems that have come up in most recent years if you're comfortable with them. With power and conflict, don't like Ozymandias, but it's quite straightforward. Ozymandias and London for power, Remains and war photographer maybe, but exposure is fantastic. Exposure covers power and conflict. The power of the weather and conflict, the man is in the trenches, so it does both. So you learn exposure. It's a genius poem to have. I predicted it 2 years ago and it was on the page and everyone was ready for it. I predicted the Christmas Carol question this year as well. Did it in the mock. Everyone was ready for it. So it is a little bit predictable. There are no promises, but you can get ready for it by doing that 3 or 4 times, making yourself ready for the exam. Okay. But in the holidays, choose those poems, learn those poems. You know how long a poem is. It will not take you long. You want that in your mind. You want that set in your mind. If you have ADHD, dyslexia, autism, you want those things in your mind. Mostly ADHD, dyslexia. Autism isn't quite the same thing, but you access things differently. But you need to give yourself a break. You need to give yourself the time to layer in the knowledge. So when it comes to September, you're not using your very small short-term memory to cram in stuff, which then disappears because you're under stress and pressure because you've got 8 other subjects. Okay? Give yourself a break. Practice learning techniques. Use flashcards. I tell all my students, get up, act it out. Scare the hell out of your parents. Stand in the middle of the living room and deliver poetry to them. You'll look stupid. Do it in your own room. Doesn't matter. Do it in your own room. Okay? If you're that embarrassed, most people would be. Do it in your room. Stand up. Don't just go, right, the opening line of this poem is this, and I'm going to say it and close my book and try and write it down. That's a beginning. But if you act it out, your brain associates actions. It sinks in, it stays there. Okay? Do that. Do that. Do that with the Macbeth quotes, with the Christmas Carol, Jekyll and Hyde, Frankenstein quotes. Inspector Calls is out there as well. Watch an Inspector Calls. There's a great version on iPlayer. You have to pay $6.99 or something like that. There are other ones available. It's kind of brilliant, this one. It's got an actor called David Thewlis in, and they do flashbacks that aren't in the play, but it shows Eva Smith's life. If you don't want to pay, completely understand. There are other versions. Just watch it for a few minutes. Make sure it's not ropey as hell. There are some awful, awful versions of it. There is a filmed version, probably BBC as well, which is worth watching. It's difficult with Jekyll and Hyde and Christmas Carol because they always adapt the hell out of them. The best thing to do is read, as I've said. Read them, make notes as you go along, do the groundwork, set aside a few days every couple of weeks, do the groundwork, learn the 4 poems, read the other poems, and you will come into September feeling so much better. Okay? It is unfair that your brain works in a different way, which at the moment means it's tougher on you. Later on, and I've seen this with a lot of people, your brain suddenly becomes a superpower. Okay? Later on, look forward to it. Your brain works in a different way, and you are awesome because of that. Okay? You don't think like other people. You think differently. You see the world differently. You process things differently. You can make the most of that later. At the moment, it's a pain in the butt because it stops you learning as easily as other people learn. But it is what it is. Can't change it. So try and listen to me. I know a little bit about what I talk about, and go for it. Have faith in yourself. You are special. Okay? You're a little bit different. If you're neurotypical, is the word for people without any of these issues, you're great too. But listen to me still. Get ahead. Use the fact that you don't have any of these things going on and make the most of it. There's no excuse for you. You've just got to sit there and do it. Okay? Do that thing. Please subscribe. Please watch this. Make some comments. Ask me to put stuff on. No one's written to me. I don't know who's watching. I don't know what they think about it. But thank you so much for subscribing. Right. Probably tipped over the edge of people listening. But that's everything I wanted to say covered now. Have a fantastic summer. Do what I say. I will continue to post about other little things. But let me know. Talk to me. Okay. Pressing the button. Thank you.